Alright, I hope everybody's enjoying the beautiful weather outside. At least while I'm recording it, it's really nice. I don't know what it's going to be like when you get to it. It's a beautiful day out. Alright, hopefully parabolas went pretty well. The basic idea was to be able to complete the square to put them in the right form. Looking at some of the work, you guys are doing it like the book did, which makes it a little more difficult than how I did it. So please go back and look at my video and try to do it the way I did. It makes it a little bit better, a little easier to look at and get some answers. Alright, so today's lesson is going to be being able to draw an ellipse. An ellipse is going to be an oval. Alright, and the form we're going to write it in is x minus h quantity squared over a squared plus y minus k quantity squared over b squared equals 1. If we can put the formula they give us into this form, we're going to be able to look at it, and we're going to say the opposite of this value, the negative h, comma, the negative k, hk here, the opposite of this number in the x, the opposite of the number in the y, is the center of your ellipse. The square root under x, square root of a squared, which is just a, is going to be your left and right movement. The square root underneath your y value is going to be your up and down movement. So what we're going to end up doing is we're going to put a point for a center, we're going to go left and right, we're going to go up and down, we're going to draw an ellipse through it. All right, the difference between an ellipse and a circle, an ellipse is going to have two different movements. Left and right is going to go one number, up and down is going to go a different number. But for a circle, we do the same in all directions. So they're the same idea. It's just two different movements, left and right, up and down, versus the same thing all around. All right, so looking at this problem, what I'm going to ask you to do for your homework, you're going to have three problems. You're going to have to find the center, tell me the left and right movement, tell me the up and down movement, draw a basic graph. Easy as that. All right, so x plus 3 quantity squared over 4 plus y minus 1 quantity squared over 1, or y minus 1 quantity squared equals 1. All right, this is already written in the correct form. So what we're going to do is, looking at this, I'm going to tell you the center is going to be the opposite in the x value, negative 3, comma, the opposite in the y value, 1. So my center is going to be the point negative 3, 1. Easy as that. My left and right movement is going to be the square root underneath my x, so the square root of 4 is 2. My up and down movement is going to be the square root under my y, which I don't have anything written, so to help myself out, I'll make it a fraction. And now I'm going to take the square root under my y value. Square root of 1 is 1. That's more than half of my work right there. All right, now I'm going to take those values, my center, negative 3, 1. I'm going to go left and right 2 units. I'm going to go up and down from my center 1 unit. I get that. Now, I'm trying to find to draw this, which I'm working off a mouse pad, so it's going to be a little bit ugly. Let me see if I can find it a different way. Here we go. So I'm going to draw a smooth curve through all those points, and there's my ellipse. If we can get it into this form, right here, it's straightforward. Opposite under x, opposite in y is your center. Square root under x is your left and right movement. Square root under y is your up and down movement. Graph all 5 of those points, connect the dots, and we're done. Not always going to be that straightforward, because I'm going to give you an equation that looks like this now. 9x squared plus 4y squared minus 18x plus 16y minus 11 equals 0. So right now we can't look at this and tell anything about it, except that it is an ellipse. All right, it's an ellipse because I have two positive squares. All right, so let's go to my paper now. So what we're going to do, to put it in the form, x minus h quantity squared over a squared plus y minus k quantity squared over b squared equals 1. I'm going to group my x's and y's. So I'm going to go 9x squared minus 18x plus 4y squared plus 16y, and I'm going to move the number to the other side. All right, I'm going to need to complete the square twice. Once for my x's, once for my y's. But to complete the square, I have to take out a 9. I'm going to leave a space. The second for my y's, I'm going to take out a 4. Leave a space and have it equal to 11. Nope, didn't write the 4. All right, now bring down to 9, put my parentheses squared, bring down to 4, put my parentheses squared. All right, this is, hopefully remember, half of negative 2 is going to be x minus 1. I square that, put a positive 1 here. We got to remember, this is a 1 written, but I have to do 9 times 1, so that means I'm going to need a 9 on this side. Whenever you have that coefficient on the outside of parentheses, it's really 9 times that. So if I put a 1 here, whatever truly this number is has to go to the other side. So I'm going to go y plus half of 4 is 2. Square it, get a 4, but that 4 is really a 16. Add those together, I get 36. So complete the square, but remember this number has to be multiplied by this. What number goes here has to be multiplied by that. Positive 4, I take half and put a positive 2. Square it, I get a positive 4. Half of negative 2 is negative 1. Square it, I get 1. Now, I need this equal to 1, so I'm going to divide all 3 pieces by 36. 9 over 36 is 1/4. So I'm going to put a 4 on the bottom. X minus 1 squared on top. 4 over 36 is 1/9, so I'm going to put a y on the bottom. Y plus 2 quantity squared. 36 over 36 is 1. That's the right form. All right, so once I get this, my center, opposite positive 1, opposite negative 2. My left and right is going to be the square root of 4, which is 2. My up and down is going to be the square root of 9, which is 3. The big thing is group your x's, group your y's, take out the leading coefficient, complete the square. Take out the leading coefficient, complete the square, and make sure you multiply that coefficient times the number you put in the back. That's where I'm getting 9 and 16 from. And then divide to set it equal to 1. I hope, given this information down here, we could draw that graph. Plot your center, left and right 2, up and down 3, connect the dots. All right, last one. All right, x squared plus 4y squared minus 6x plus 20 minus 2 equals 0. A lot of work. All right, put your x's together. Put your y's together. Put your number on the other side. All right, I don't have a coefficient, so I'm just going to write x squared minus 6x. Leave a space. I have a coefficient of 4, so I'm going to take that out. Equals 2. I just divided 4 out of both of those. All right, so x minus 3, quantity squared plus 9. This really is a 9 because there's not a coefficient. Y plus half of 5 is 2.5, 2.5. And I'm going to go with a fraction, 5 over 2. And it's going to make itself work real easy. So half of 5 is 5 over 2. I square that. 5 times 5 is 25. 2 times 2 is 4. So in here, I'm really going to put a 25 over 4, which is a fraction we don't want to deal with. But 4 times 25 over 4 is just 25. So it worked out cleanly, even though it didn't look like it would. Add these together. I get 36. So we're looking good. Set it equal to 1. X minus 3 quantity squared over 36 plus y plus 5 halves quantity squared over 4 over 36 is 1/9 equals 1. We're good. Center. Opposite. Opposite. My left and right is going to be the square root under x, which is square root of 36, which is 6. My up and down is the square root under y, which is the square root of 9, which is 3. We plot this point. We go left and right 6. We go up and down 3. Connect the dots. Not that bad. We've just got to be able to complete the square. If we can complete the square, we're good. I mean, that's why I tried to stress that a lot this year. I knew this was coming, and it'd set you up to be able to do it. All right, so that's the lesson for today. All right, so your homework. Let's do this. Make couple of little corrections here. Let you look at it, and then I'll put it on the website correctly. We're going to get rid of 47. Make sure. Yep. All right, so page 710. You can do numbers 5 through 8. All you have to write is A, B, C, or D because you're just matching the equation to the correct graph. 37, 39, 41, 43. I want you to write it in the correct form. I want you to tell me the left and right movement. I want you to tell me the up and down movement. I want you to be able to tell me the center and draw a good looking picture for each of these. So 5 through 8 should go quick. 37 through 43 shouldn't be that much either. I need to see your work. Please do not just write the equation as it is given in the book. Write the correct one, which you get from somewhere, and tell me the information. I want to see that you're completing the square. We have to realize we're not doing this for credit. We're doing this to understand it because this will come back to haunt you if you don't learn it. All right, so if you have any questions, let me know. If you are behind, get it done. Get yourself caught up. All right, if you need help, contact me. If you have issues, contact me. All right, let me know what's going on. All right, we're probably going to do another review on Thursday, putting together parabolas and ellipse, and move on from there. All right, I hope everything's well, and I will talk to everybody later.